Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at another Ghost Rider. This Ghost Rider is from Marvel Legends. He was released in 2018, and as you can see, this one has more of the Johnny Blaze look to him, more like the original look to him. When I'll do the comparisons, you'll see this one has a lot more in common with the Toy Biz ones than with the previous Marvel Legends ones that I've done so far. So right now we're getting a good 360 view of the figure. And I do have to say, this figure is just, I really like this one because it really took it back to its original concept of, Ghost Rider. And so that's why I really picked this one up. It was actually kind of hard to get. I got them at a decent price, although there is a few things that okay, so before I go into anything else, I do want to say this figure in particular is one of my favorite. The things it comes with is also very nice, although when I do the accessories it comes with, I'll let you know what I really didn't like about a few things. But anyway, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this figure, Ghost Rider, off the turntable, and we're going to bring out everything that this figure comes with. Alrighty folks, so this is it. This is everything that the figure comes with, which I do got to say, it's very nice accessories, considering the Ghost Rider Marvel Legends I did, not the very last one I did, the one that looked a little bit more like his bike, and I wasn't really liking the suit. But the last few Ghost Riders I've done, they've been coming with the Hell Cycle and like a little chain. So getting into what this figure comes with, I'm gonna actually move the camera just a little bit and actually bring it up and put it down just like that. That way I can actually get it, and I do have the different lens this time so we can get a better view. So what I do like about this, it does come with the chain. Excuse me, I have a little bit of allergies today. So yes, it does come with the chain. As you can see here, this is where he grabs onto it. And I do like that it's on fire. Ghost Rider is known to have, be on flame, and make things, like his Hell Cycle, be on fire. So I do like that they put an effect on here, and the effect is kind of translucent. You can kind of almost not really see through it, but you can actually see through it. And I really like that, although I don't really like that it's curved, because you can't have it really go anywhere else other than where it wants to go. Maybe if you heated it up and then freezed it or cooled it right away like metal, maybe it'd stay, but who knows. Although another thing that I just barely noticed, I've had this figure for a little while, I did notice that this is actually another handle up here, so you can actually grab it from right here and be like the flame starting from his hand and going up to the chain. So I really like this chain. I like how it fits on the figure. I like that he can actually have it while he's on the Hell Cycle. So setting this aside, next we're gonna go into the Hell Cycle. Now the reason I'm grabbing it right here, I will let you know here shortly. Like I said, there's one big major issue that I hate about this thing, but before I get into that, let's just go over this. This is an amazing Hell Cycle right here. This is just an amazing piece. The tires are rubber, they're translucent, they look like they're on flames. You can actually turn them, and so I really like that. Although they could have just put regular tires, but then again, they're making it look like they're on fire. So I really like that design. I really do like that they're made out of rubber, and it actually goes very, if you really wanted to push it, it really goes pretty nice. It's not like the last one I did where there was like little pins with rollers underneath the bike itself, so we just had a hard time with it. As you can see here, well, let's go like this. We'll go front, side, back, and then other side, and then top. So here's a front of it. I like the design of the skull up here. Almost all, if I'm not mistaken, of the almost all, if not all, of his Hell Cycles actually do have the skull kind of thing, face. So I do like this. This actually pops off. I'm not gonna pop it off because this thing, when I got it, this pops off, these flames pop off, and these flames pop off. Now, when I say pop off, they don't just pop off like, ding, they're done, you can click them back on and they snap together. No, they're just kind of like like they're like this. They have like this little hook where here's like, I guess you can see part of the handlebar right here. So they kind of clip on, but they don't clip. They're just kind of there. So like if you place it down too hard, they'd fall. And these ones I hadn't really like jam in, and jam really in there. And I'll show you how they jam in there. But these ones I just could not, for the life of me, get them to stay. So I ended up super gluing these together on the handlebars. So you can't take these off anymore, but you can still take this off, which I'm not going to. Well, there you go. I'm sorry. There it is. So there's the hair cycle without it. I actually thought I would super glue this too. I wasn't sure if that was part enough or falling off or not. So yeah, so there he goes. So we'll look at this side. So both sides are pretty much both the same. Yeah, they're both the same. Excuse me. So I do like that they have the little kickstand here. Now this one does not have the pegs, so you can put the foot on as like the other ones did. So these ones do have the peg. They have the gear shifter. This one actually, it's just very nicely detailed. Although even though it's nicely detailed, the engine right here, it's not. It's detailed with the plastic, but the paint, it's just like, it doesn't even look like it's painted. Like it looked like it was casted in silver and then just placed there. So that's one gripe I do have. I wish they would have spent a little bit of time on the engine, given it a little bit of detail, maybe do a little bit of black wash in there to make the details stick out a little bit more. So yeah, other than that, I mean, there's not much I can say about this stuff too. I mean, it's all like, this is casted in plastic, silver plastic. This is casted in black plastic. The only other thing that actually does have a something different too is this little stripe right here, but I think that's actually a sticker. Yeah, it looks like a sticker. Excuse me. And then, I mean, other than that, like the seat, I like that they made the seat different. It wasn't just all plastic. It looks like it's different, like it would be, leather or something like that. So I do like that. As far as the back of it goes, here's the back. These flames are things I'm talking about. These flames, I'll bring them up right here, so if I can do this. These flames actually on the hell cycle, they peg in on the exhaust. There's a little peg right here on the fender, and then part of the flame actually holds on to part of the frame of the bike right there. Now these are actually really, like earlier when I was actually showing you the side, I grabbed it kind of wrong. Look at this. It already popped off. I barely even touched it. Look, it's already hanging off. And that's what I didn't like from this. So let me put it this way now. Oh, as a matter of fact, I didn't actually notice that it's covered. There's a little license plate right there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, these always come off if I'm really thinking about super glue them. The only reason I haven't yet, because if I ever end up getting rid of this figure, this is a big piece to try to ship in the box, or as to where you can take them off and put them closer and you can use a smaller box. So I don't know, maybe that's one of the reasons I haven't decided to super glue them on there. I don't know if I'm going to keep this figure forever. I really, who knows. So the way you do it, like I said, there's a peg right here that goes into the exhaust. There's a peg right here on the fender, right there, as you can see. And then there's this little kind of bracket arm, you can see right there, that goes onto the frame. And all you do is you press it onto the exhaust on this side. You look for the hole. I'm sorry, here we go. It's kind of hard to do on camera. Let me see if I can get a good side view. There it is. You look for the hole on the flame right there, and then you press this. And that's how it holds on to it. And it still doesn't even really hold on that well. Like I said, this side is the same as well as the other side. The only difference is, I just barely noticed the license plate holder right there, which is cool. Other than that, I do want to say that I don't know why, but there's only one rear view mirror on this, which is kind of weird. I know the other one didn't break or anything. There's only one rear view mirror on there. I like that you can actually see the little buttons right here, like the gears or like the lights, the turning left or turning right. They made a different color for the for the grips of the handlebars, and you can actually see the speedometer right there, and you can actually see the gas cap. The only other thing that I want to talk about on this is this right here, the kickstand. which is not really a kickstand for the figure, maybe, as more as it is a kickstand more for us to display the figure. So you can actually have it like this, where I don't know, this one's kind of weird. Like, when you have it like this, it's a kickstand maybe for the figure, so maybe he has his foot out on the other side, because it feels like it wants to topple over. Now, when you actually have it like this, all the way down, as you can see here how it goes from here to here. This one actually, so it holds it up right in the middle. So you can actually have it kind of facing that way, or kind of do it this way. It kind of holds it up right in the middle and it won't topple over. So I really like that. So that's everything that the figure comes with, as you can see here. And what we're going to do next is get the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks, so here he is, Ghost Rider. So what we're going to do first is kind of move the camera a little bit so I can bring it up towards the camera. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit more, and then kind of, you know, there we go. That should be good enough. And so, yeah, so this figure, I do like how they went back a little bit and made it a little bit more original Ghost Rider from back in the day. Excuse me. And actually, before I continue on further, I am going to get the tape measure. I don't want to be forgetting this anymore. I'm almost 40 videos in, and I'm still kind of forgetting to do the tape measure, so no. This one stands, oof. He is a little shy of 7 inches. He stands at 6 7/8. 6 7/8 inches. And that's at the top of this flame right here, which is the tallest part of the figure. So, yeah, looking at this figure from top to bottom, I do like the flame. They came a long way from, you know, from the 2002 one to the 2004, and from back in, you know, and also from the Toy Biz ones in 1995. So this Ghost Rider has come a long way. I like how there's flame around his neck. It's not just open, like I believe it was the 2004 one, the Spirits of Vengeance kind of Ghost Rider one, where you can see his chest right here. This one actually has a flame around his neck. So we'll do some comparisons later on to show you what I'm talking about. I do like that they actually include in that the flame is translucent like the flame on his Hell Cycle, and his skull on here. It's just, this one, they knocked it out of the park. This skull, they really did. It's not kind of like that shiny, yellowish. It actually looks like bone. And you know, the black right there, which shouldn't really be black. It's more like it is dark, but it's not black, because you can actually see inside. I don't know, but what I do like about this, though, is that you can actually have him kind of facing up and open his jaw. That is so cool that you can actually open his jaw. I don't think there's any other figure that I have so far that I've done a review on where you can actually open the jaw, and that's just that, I don't know. I think that's why I really like this figure. I mean, as far as the rest of the figure is concerned, I mean, it's not really much to talk about. I mean, it's all one color. The paint application is there. He has a full bodysuit on, so you can't really talk much about it. So yeah, I mean, you know, from right here all the way up to, I guess, his head minus the hands, it's all one color minus the blue stripes, and it's not really like a shiny, you know, color either. I mean, it's there, but it's kind of like a dark navy blue, but it's not really like a shiny, I'll tell you, I'll show you what I'm talking about later when I do the comparisons. I do like that they did the belt a little bit different, and the belt is actually not casted from the figure. It's actually a different cast. It's like a rubbery cast, and it's kind of on the figure, but it's not on the figure. As you can see, you can kind of move it. So, and then other than that, the boots and the gloves. The gloves are okay looking. They kind of have like this leatherish texture look to them, you know, especially the inside, as you can see here. But other than that, like the boots and the gloves are just, you know, cast off in black with the detail and no other detail whatsoever. No, I don't know, they didn't do a good job on the boots and the gloves that much. The figure overall looks great, but the boots and the gloves, nah, not so much. They could have done a lot better. Don't get me wrong, I know what you guys are going to say. I know you guys are going to be like, hey, well, you know what, the boots are just supposed to be black. But yeah, they could have put, there's buckles right here on the boots where they could have put, you know, the buckles in silver right here and right here. You know, to make them stand out a little bit more So that's kind of something that I would look into. Maybe that's asking too much for a 2018 figure though. I mean, we've seen some crazy things, and like take for example, and I'm not trying to compare these two because they're two different ones, but NECA and this one, we've seen in 2011 NECA the amount of detail they could put into a figure. Why not with these ones? You know, why not Marvel Legends in their 2018? So you know, every figure is different. Every figure company is different. I'm not gonna, you know, compare which one's better. I'm not gonna say which one's better. Let me put it this way. Mega doesn't make any Ghost Rider figures. So I'm gonna have to stick to Marvel Legends, you know. I do believe Mesco 112 is getting ready to come out with a Ghost Rider, and I will be picking him up as soon as he comes out. But he's still, they keep pushing him back and back for some reason. His expected, as I've seen, I usually buy most of my figures from Big Bad Toy Store. They're not paying me to say that. I'm not giving them a shout out or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's where I usually buy most of my figures, like these, my 6-7 inch figures. That's where I usually buy them, and so I've been waiting on that one, and it just every month it's just, oh, this month's gonna come out, this month's gonna come out. I think it's been like 3 months already like that. It just keep kind of pushing it back. So anyway, what we're gonna do next, sorry about the rambling, what we're gonna do next is go over the figures articulation. Alrighty folks, so going over this figures articulation, we'll go from top to bottom. We'll start with the head here. The head has a good 360 turn. You kind of have to like angle his head to turn, because if you don't angle it, it stops at the flame right there, and the flames don't really move. There is kind of a little bit of play at the collar, but there's no movement there. It's just like a little bit of play. Now, I think there's a ball joint at the base of it. It's not just a swivel, it's a ball joint, because it makes them go upward, and it makes them go downward, and side to side as well. There is a movement at the, so there is a hinge for the jaw, which is a new one. I haven't had to say that in a long, you know, since I started this. So there is a hinge at the jaw, so you can move his jaw there. I don't know if I want to call it a hinge or if it's a joint. I just, his mouth opens. Moving on, there is no butterfly joint at the shoulder, but his shoulder does turn 360. This, and it's also kind of like a ratchety. Can you hear that? Anyway, so yeah, so there's 360 turn. It goes up to about there, which isn't much actually, and it goes down to about there, which isn't bad either. Let's see. The biceps, 360 turn. He does have a double bend at the elbow, so you can go further than 90 degrees. Degrees, if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's from a video. Joe's on the Gato. Anyway, that's completely off the topic. So he does have, I think I'm going to call it a ball joint, because so a ball joint makes it so you can turn it 360 and go up and down. If it was just a regular joint, it wouldn't be able to turn 360 and it'll just be an up and down. So this is kind of like a ball joint, where anyway, you can go down, you can go up to about there, and it does turn 360 degrees. Move his legs or his arms up like this. He does have movement at the torso. He goes down to about there, and he goes back quite a bit. There he is. And then he does have a 360 turn at the waist. His legs go up to about there, and they go back not too far, because the little buttocks, like most figures, kind of stops him from going back. Let me put him up a little bit. He does go up, not too much. Like, I'm pretty sure he can actually go, if you can, you know, move it around and get it, you know, but he doesn't go up too much. He goes up to about there. There we go. And one thing I just noticed, he does have, we'll go over this right now, but he does have a 360 turn at the top of the thigh. But from this thigh to right here, it's actually a different color. It's like a different shade. I don't know if you guys can tell this. It was some kind of like shiny. It was kind of like a matte. I just noticed that. Wow. Anyway, so I should have noticed that more when I was doing the detail on the figure, you know, and the height and stuff like that. But anyway, so he does have a 360 turn at the thigh there. He does have a double bend at the knee. There he is. As far as his boots, I don't believe, nope, there's no movement at the ankle or boots whatsoever, and I don't believe that there's any 360, or nope, there's no ball joint at the ankle either. It's, I mean, there's a little bit of movement. Yeah, you can actually, it has like that weird where you can kind of shifted, you know, around, but it does have that where it goes downward and it goes upward. But it doesn't really, yeah, I guess you can call it, I'm sorry, I just completely moved the camera with the figure's arm up here. So yeah, I guess you can say he does have a ball joint at the ankle. Let me set him up here like this. And what we're going to do next is bring out some other figures, or bring out some other, excuse me, Ghost Riders, and do some comparisons. Alrighty, folks, so going off of the comparisons, this is the first one, the first figure of the Toy Biz that I actually did a review on the figure. And this one actually matches up with this figure the most. So here he is. This is the exploding body Ghost Rider from Toy Biz. What I mean by that, if I press this button and on the back, you know, his head pops off, his torso from the waist pops off, his arms pop off, and that's what's called the exploding body Ghost Rider. But anyway, so this one actually has the most, like, it looks almost exactly the same as far as, you know, this is a 1995 Ghost Rider. Actually, I think it's 1996. Yeah. 1996 Ghost Rider from Toy Biz. And this is a 2018 for Marvel Legends. And these are exactly the same. What I mean by that, they have the stripes, they have the blue, you know, they got the boots, the gloves, they have that little circular, what's it called, belt around them. They got the, you can't really see it too much, but he got the flame going around his neck. This one doesn't really have it on his head. They kind of made it look like it's back, you know, back there on his head. So if you're looking at it, it's like this. I'm sorry, let me get a little bit close up. I'm talking, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, it's just on my finger there. It's a little unprofessional. There we go. So yeah, so this one doesn't really have, going over, like I said, this one's all blue like that one, has the blue stripes, has a circular belt, boots and gloves may be, you know, the same color on this figure, but they're pretty much boots and gloves. This one you can kind of see that he has flames around his neck. He doesn't have them on his head though, but if you're kind of looking at him, you can see that, you know, that's what it's supposed to look like. So, you know, it's crazy knowing that a company made in 1995, a company that made this figure in 1995, 1996, Toy Biz, and this one's made in 2018, Marvel Legends. Two different companies pretty much made the same exact figure 20 some odd years apart. That's ridiculous. Now, we're taking this figure away, and the next one we're going to look at, I think it's the Spirit of Vengeance that I did next. Excuse me. Allergies have really taken my butt this season. We have a whole bunch of fires going on. There's actually a really close one where the smoke is just crazy, where you can't really go outside right now because the smoke's just, it gets to you, starts giving you a headache. But anyway, so here's the next Ghost Rider. I believe this is the 2004 Ghost Rider that I did. Just so I know I'm 100%. I do have it all written down. Marvel, yeah, 2004 Ghost Rider, and I think this is more of like the Spirit of Vengeance Ghost Rider, just because of what the type of health cycle he has, the way he kind of looks, he does have that more Spirit of Vengeance than an actual Ghost Rider. And what I'm checking right here actually to see if his jaw moves, and I was right, it doesn't. So good. Okay, so yeah, looking at this figure, oh, why did I touch him again? There we go. So looking at these two figures, I do want to say that, as you can see, the colors on both their bodies are pretty much the same. What I mean by that, this one kind of has all the same color with like a silver accents to it. Same with that one. I mean, the only difference is this one actually you can see the silver in the buckles of the boots, and I did a little bit of more detail on the belt, which I really like. So yeah, look at this. This is a 14-year apart figures right here, both from, you know, Marvel Legends. This one, like I said, this one they didn't include the flame on his neck right here, so it kind of looks like you can see his chest. You can't see his chest now. You can. Which I kind of do like. I like that it's, you know, different and unique. But Ghost Rider actually, it does have the flame on his, you know, chest and neck coming out there. So I do like the flame on this one, and I like it on this one too. So I do like these two figures together. Completely two different Ghost Riders, two different concepts. So we're gonna bring out one last one, and before I bring him out, I don't know if you guys have watched my previous video that I did on him. His arm had broken, and when I was bringing him over, and after Tile Ferrosa, his arm broke. So because he's always on his bike, I don't really have him in any other pose other than his bike. I super glued his arm to where it's completely straightforward, so I apologize for that. There's nothing I can do about it anymore, and that's just the way it's going to be. So judge as much as you want. Let me know how much of a horrible person I am for doing that, for super gluing the figure. But there he is. Like I said, his arm is super glued straightforward, where he still has... Let me see if I can get him to stand up. This one is the worst to get to stand up. Come on, you can do it. No. I might have to hold on to him. I had the worst time trying to hold on to him, or trying to get him to stand up when I was doing the review. Okay, right there? Good? Okay. So, yes. So, I did super glue this joint on the other arm. So, this one does not move forward. It doesn't move like this either. So, but I still have the movement. Excuse me. I still have the movement on the... excuse me. On the actual bicep, and the rest of the movements on the other joints on his arm. So the only thing that's just kind of super glued is his shoulder, but then again it's holding on to the handlebars on the bike. So looking at these two figures, these two are 16 years apart, and as you can see, yeah, you can really tell a big difference. Even though this is one of the oldest Ghost Riders that I have, aside from the Toy Biz ones, it didn't really age that well. The flame on his head is not that good. When you look at this one, the new one, the skull is actually not too bad though. I don't really like it too much, but I kind of do because it's still kind of like a, I don't know, it gives it to have that kind of dark. How do I explain? It has it kind of like a. The only reason I don't really like it, I keep seeing like an underbite at his jaw. Other than that, like, and I think that they just put too much detail on it. And what I mean by dark, it makes his face look dark because of all the paint detail they put onto it. This was just kind of plain and simple. The one thing I do like about this figure, though, is that they actually included the silver, actual metal chain, which is very awesome. And this one, again, a plastic chain. Then again, if he had a metal chain on his bike, he wouldn't really be able to hold it where it looks like he's about to whip it. So this one, you have to put it around his, his shoulder and go around him like that, because if not, it'd be dragging. So there those two are. If you want, I'll actually bring them out all together. And let me pull this back like this, and I'll cut the shot and move on to the last part of the video after this. I will be, come on. Oh, right there, barely. Wow. Okay, and then this one. There we go. There's a good shot for you guys. Alrighty, everyone. So here he is, Ghost Rider from Marvel Legends, released in 2018. If you guys liked the video, please like and share it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. If you guys have anything positive, negative, constructive criticism, I can't even say constructive criticism, there we go. Any questions at all, please comment them down below. I look at all the comments and I will do my best I can to reply back. Also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube and, get a sneak peek, I have an Instagram. Please go give me a follow. I post sneak peeks before so you can see what videos I'm going to put out there. Also, I do ask that if you guys watch my videos, please watch them all the way through. It helps the YouTube algorithm circulate my videos a lot better. With all that being said, you guys take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one.